You're watching Training Camp with Adam Marburger, exclusively on CBT News.
Welcome to another episode of Training Camp exclusively on CBT News. I'm your host, Adam Marburger. I'm a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm a black belt in automotive, and this show's designed to help automotive professionals grow personally and professionally to ultimately receive their rank of black belt. Today's show is going to be absolutely amazing. We're here with a gentleman that I've known a long time. He's also a fellow 40 Under 40 award winner. I'm here with my boy, Andrew Suntrup.
How we doing?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Thank you so much for making some time to come in the studio. I just want to start off by just congratulating you. So,
Thank you.
You know, I was honored and privileged to be a recipient of Automotive News 40 Under 40 years and years ago. Kind of really helped me in my career. And now you just recently got your award. You know, there's thousands of people that they can pick in the country.
Oh, yeah.
And only 40 get selected. That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Well, first off, thank you for having me. I really appreciate your time and everything. And but yeah, no, it was a great achievement. I was very excited to earn it. And, you know, it's not just me, though. It's about everybody else in the dealership. You know, it's a team effort. So, you know, when you're working with all these people day in, day out, you know, it takes a lot. It's not just, you know, obviously I'm, you know, applying for that, seeing if I can win it. But it really comes down to your team and the people that you build around you to help you achieve that. So I look at it, view it as more of like an award for our whole entire organization, more than just myself.
Yeah. And you know, your family name in St. Louis is a pretty big deal. I mean, the Suntrup Automotive family, you guys, you've got a bunch of dealerships. You've been in the market for a very long time. You're very family friendly. So let's talk about this for a minute.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you were growing up, you know, did you have a dream to follow your dad and be a car dealer, or did you want to go do something else, or were you kind of forced into the business?
Wasn't so much forced into it. You know, growing up, I always worked in high school, 8th grade, all through all of high school as like a porter in the summer times. One summer I actually spent selling cars. I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed just being around the dealership, being around the people. It wasn't really so much of a force by saying, hey, you need to do this, but it's something I kind of gravitated towards. I always kind of liked cars growing up. You know, I think my dad always says this, I don't know if he made this up or not, but my first word was car. So I don't know if that's awesome. Part of it, but you know, I always just gravitated towards the business, and it's something that I enjoyed being around and the people.
Yeah. So I personally had the honor and privilege to train you when you were a finance manager years ago.
You did.
Going back 2017, 18, Johnny Garlic had me in your stores, and to see you grow to the operator that you are now, you're running the show, you have multiple stores.
Yeah.
You know, what along the way, like, you've sat many seats. What is your favorite seat that you sat? What is the seat that you sat that just provided the most joy, that you really enjoyed the most?
When I enjoyed the most, that's a great question, by the way, because there's so many different facets of the business that I enjoy. I really did enjoy the finance department, and you know, that
Good
was
answer,
like,
by the way.
yeah, you're right. I enjoyed that because, you know, it was a lot about yourself. Like, hey, can you build value into why the customers should purchase an extended warranty or GAP products or other ancillary products. So that's something I enjoyed doing when I first started. I think now I actually enjoy what I do now probably more because there's always a different problem every day. So I'm looking for a solution to whatever problem it is, whether it's in service, whether it's in parts, whether it's in sales. There is always something going on. Employees, like, I mean, it really doesn't matter. There's always a problem to attack. And I think just the training from, honestly, F&I, just because that is like face-to-face, you know, selling, you know, doing that was a good transition into other facets of figuring things out. So always finding a solution. So gravitating into that, I think it was a good transition into what I do now, because you're always trying to figure out a solution to a problem you may be having.
That's well said.
You're putting out a lot of fires.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You know, the one thing I do recall, and this is many moons ago, but I recall you were always hungry for training. You always paid attention. You were always like really dialed in on it. And that means a lot, because here as an F&I trainer around the country, it ain't that way everywhere. You got people that volunteer for training, then you got people that are voluntold until they have to train, and you were definitely one that raised their hand.
Yeah.
So it was really fun working with you. It's fun seeing where you're at now.
I've always been one to like ask questions. That's how I learn. I got to ask questions. I want to actually learn from people around me, because I think that's the best way that you can learn, you know?
Yeah. So I got a question. I want to talk about legacy culture for a minute. So, you know, how this business completely rapidly changes all the time, right? So you've got such a great name in the market in St. Louis. So how do you keep that culture intact with just a never-changing environment?
So one thing, you mentioned like the digital aspect and just everybody's on the internet nowadays. One thing that we can still keep our culture, but we have to almost put that out there. So for example, back in the day, there was no TikTok, there was no Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that, but being able to show people what we're about on social media, I think is very important because people decide who they're going to do business with or by what they see online. It's not just walking into the store. So when you can kind of show your culture and show what you guys do and what you guys respect and what you guys are all about online, that gets people to remember your name. Obviously, you have the legacy of the last name, but you also got to still kind of put yourself back out there socially, I believe.
Yeah. Let's talk about this. I'm going to piggyback off that because I've noticed you kicking freaking butt on social media lately.
Mm-hmm.
And so since you're so active, and I followed you on LinkedIn,
Yeah.
and you got quite a bit of following. And
Yeah.
have you seen an impact in your stores with your employees because you're putting yourself out there as an owner operator, or you got other people following suit?
Absolutely, definitely. A lot of guys, it depends on your platform. Most of our salespeople are more on the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok type platforms because those are usually for selling. I'm kind of more catered towards LinkedIn, but the fact that I'm doing that also has pushed some of our people that have worked for us to also put themselves out there as well. Definitely 100%.
I'm going to ask you kind of a direct question.
Mm-hmm.
So what is a principle that you will never, ever compromise on, even if it costs you gross margin?
Integrity and transparency, whether it be with a first-time customer or whether it be with an employee that's been with us for 20 years. I think that's super important. Sometimes if you have to, let's just say it's a sale and you have to eat some costs on a sale because you promised something or you want to, integrity is the most important thing. So let's just say that happens. I think that's more important for the long haul with that customer than it is in the short term. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I want to get personal for a minute. So I follow you online, and you do. I mean, I do some jujitsu, which people think I'm crazy, but I think you're crazy because you just completed a triathlon, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, what got you into these? Because you seem like ultra competitive, constantly working out. So what made you decide to do that?
It's funny you bring that up. Well, you probably know this from being in sales. When you're in sales, you're like rock star. You're it's a competitive environment. As you take a transition into a leadership role, you're more trying to help other people have that feeling. So I'm still chasing that feeling of wanting to, win. So doing something like training for that triathlon when I did the 70.3 Ironman, that was something that was just something that I wanted. Yeah.
So hey, automotive dealers out there, not a triathlon. It was an Ironman.
But it's just something, and I also truly believe when you do things that are challenging, it makes the other stuff easier. Like physically challenging things, and you probably know this from just doing black belt jiu-jitsu stuff, physically challenging things wire your brain in a way where it makes other things a lot easier to overcome. Challenges that don't seem as hard at work, well, it's like at least I didn't just run 7 miles. You know what I mean? This isn't as bad as what I was doing this morning before I got into work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you guys have generational legacy in the St. Louis metropolitan. What's next? I mean, you're going to be you're taking the baton. What's next? What's the future of your organization?
Yeah. Well, we want to grow. So first starts internally. We got to keep working with our stores that we currently have, and as we know, we want to start growing our brand. Growing our Suntrup brand, and getting more stores, and developing more people, and keep doing what we've been doing for 30, 40 years.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. This is great. This is a great interview. I got one final question.
Yeah.
Just kind of throw this out there. Do you have any like family quirks or sayings or any mottos or anything that you guys have developed over the years in your
This
company?
is more of an internal thing that we have, and actually my dad came up with this. So he doesn't talk much, but when he does, people listen. So when you're working with everybody at the dealership, we're talking about like, hey, say we got to increase sales, and he likes to keep things very simple and short, but it makes a good point. So his saying that he always says around like our sales managers, our salespeople, appointments equal sales. It's really simple. The more appointments that you make, the more customers you're going to get in front of, the more sales you're going to make. It's all a numbers
Simple
game.
formula, isn't it?
Just Appointments equal sales.
I love it.
That's all he
That's a
says.
good statement.
It is a great
Your
statement.
dad's a wise man. Tell him I said hello, please.
I
I've
will.
not seen him in a long time.
I will.
So, well, hey, I just want to say I'm really proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Crushing it. You're going to continue to crush it. I love following the journey. And
Yeah.
For those out there that are watching, how do people follow you? What's the best way to follow you?
LinkedIn, also on Instagram too as well. So those are kind of the two platforms that I'm on for the most part. Yeah.
You'll definitely get some stuff from this young man. He's brilliant. So thank you for coming out.
Thank
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
And thank you for tuning in to another episode of Training Camp exclusively on CBT News. Remember this, if nothing changes, nothing changes. We've got to be willing to invest in ourselves. We've got to be willing to make things happen in our stores. And training is not something that we did. It's something that we must do, and we must do it on a consistent basis. Final thought, fights are never won in the ring. They're not won in the cage. They're won in training camp. Let's get to work.
Thanks for watching Training Camp with Adam Marburger, exclusively on CBT News.